Hello everyone, I'm going to be starting out tonight with the Tier 9 AMX 50 Fosh here. Thank you very much for tipping Levi already, Dana and Andrew. Nice to see everybody though. Tonight, like usual, I'm going to be soloing. I have a very patient dog, I should say unpatient dog, standing here waiting for some biscuits. He's been begging me for some. But yeah, finally on a tier 9 here. Hopefully I can grind out a little bit more credits here. Or not credits, experience before the next patch hits. I'm gonna take a slightly... Alright, you gotta chew the biscuit first, dog. He kinda like inhaled it. Yeah, I'm just gonna play this a little aggressive. This is my first match in this, honestly, but maybe, yeah, I'm gonna head out here. I keep every tank, yes. He took up all the bad teams today. Some days it happens. Conway. Man, I haven't played World of Tanks since the last stream. I need to readjust myself here. It's been work. So I'd rather not get shot by him first. Come on, dude. Like, why are you trying to brawl against a frickin' Conway, first of all? Oh lord. This does not look good. Yeah, I think my only chance here is somehow running away, specifically not getting shot by a T-30. Oh god. Literally my whole team went to the hill and they're barely up it. I'm gonna have to catch up on chat here in a minute. But I see Levi has another tip there. Alright, at least I have a little bit of backup here. Now. Alright, he just fired, so I should be able to sneak up here. Oh my god, I bounced on him. I think I... Okay, never mind. Like, I think I can reload him. Should have an angle on this SU-122. Doesn't, so I say it doesn't look like it, but this Conway ran back to his base though. I'm just gonna stop here. I don't want to go full speed at him because if he tracks me, I'd start spinning. And I don't have a repair kit, so I kind of stopped there just in case that happened. It's something that if you don't have a turret, you need to keep in mind. I love doing that to people. Just kind of spinning them and then they can't aim at you. I'd say he's pretty large, but this thing still has those top weak spots that kind of bite you in the butt. But yeah, this is my first match in this thing. It's almost identical to the tier 8. As far as the looks go, it does have, you know, much better gun as far as DPM, gun handling, aiming time, stuff like that. And the armor is a bit thicker on the front. And you get rid of one of the kind of top weak spots on your tank. The one situated all the way in the back, but you know, it's still one less thing that people can easily penetrate you through frontally. But the most important change, you know, I've free XP'd a little bit from the tier 8 to get to this. You have much better mobility, and also the aiming time is much better. Hey, why didn't you try to flank? It's like, why didn't you try to flank me? I'm not complaining too much, but yeah, he probably could have gotten me there. There we go. Yeah, just the difference in mobility is well worth getting from the 8 to the 9. Pretty decent match for the first one though, especially on a small map like this. I thought I was done for. Alright, Levi, get some more biscuits here. Got a Master Mad second class, Steel Wall Award. Where'd you go, little dog? Oh. He's already up. But thank you very much for appeasing Levi. Pretty decent match, 3100 damage. Only the Yag Tiger beat me out. Yeah, 3100 blocked and 2400 assist. Much better than the tier 8. Again, that was my first match in that, but yeah, just the feel of it is worlds better. Which again, hi everybody. Nice to see a lot of you guys. Hopefully everyone, at least in the US, if you have some time tomorrow, can see some of the solar eclipse that's going to be happening. I'll be at work for it. But I may get to take a very quick glimpse at it. Levi, he's doing a little bit better. It's still not, like, ideal. This is something, you know, we just basically have to keep an eye on it. Put a little boot on him when we take him out, because he doesn't even realize that it's hurting him sometimes. He just kind of goes full steam ahead. But yeah, thanks for asking. It's not bad. He's on antibiotics right now. Just, we're trying to get it to go away and not just kind of stay status quo. Hello, Pod. I can make a, you know, instead of flipping the omelet and making like a crescent shape, I could just leave it as a circle. That would be funny, just make them all that way. I don't really do too many specials at work right now because our wait staff is less than stellar at actually offering them. So I don't even try during the busy season. I just add things to the menu so they, you know, hey, you need to stop it. He's starting to know that if he whines, he gets tipped. So if anyone tips the dog, I'm gonna wait a little bit to give him another one. I'm not gonna be able to damage him, unfortunately. Oh lord, you're using APCR in a frickin' tank that can basically auto pen everything. You're awesome, and nobody's even shooting at him behind me. Yeah, I'm pretty much gonna die here. He can auto pen even my. Yeah, this is gonna be a pretty crappy match. He can auto pen almost. There, never mind. Awesome. There we go. Thank you very much. I guess the Yag Panzer E100 hit him. But yeah. Whoops, I overangled a little bit there. Oh, thank God. Can we please kill him? Maybe I'm not gonna be one and out here. I was very close to it though, because basically the Shrub 103B, he can pen me on across my turret front, the hatch, and my lower plate. Once he swapped over to gold, that opens up a few more areas. He even can potentially go through the upper glacis since he was a little bit above me. So I was just like, yeah, game over. Plus no one was shooting at him right then and there. That's all good. You know, I can't even make every stream. It's evident a couple weeks ago. Hello guys though, and Andre. I was about to say, even I know this isn't a challenge, but I actually just surpassed challenge-wise with all that assist damage. I pulled one out of thin air there. I'm gonna take a little bit of a risk, kind of hopping up here. Just if I can get right there. I know this guy died, but kind of expect the Ferdinand to come back around, but we'll see. Honestly, there's a couple places in the US that actually canceled school until the eclipse passes. Not all, but I was reading a couple places, I forget where though, aren't going back until it's over. I was about to say, he just tried to get through my turret front there. Glad I angled that. You just need to angle a little bit. Doesn't completely negate shots, but if you just barely angle it, it can help you sometimes. But if you angle it, you know, more than just a pinch, they can punch through this section right here. I'm gonna try to help them get this guy out. Here we go. Honestly, the whole eclipse thing, I think it's hilarious. There's a bunch of things going around, people linking it, where even here are basically counties, animal, like whatever, the people, I don't even know what to call them. Basically, animal control for our county or township posted something like they made like a info image, like, keep your dogs and animals inside, they're gonna go blind if you let them out on Monday. Like, if eclipses cause basically all your, you know, a ton of animals to go blind, then I think that I think honestly, you know, we would have seen that by now, because it's not like this is the first one ever. Like, I don't think, you know, your dog's gonna randomly stare up at the sky just because it got a little dark out. But I don't know. Alright, you got a lot of HP. Are you gonna push for me? Push. Ah, awesome. You are using premium. Yep. Gotta love it. At least the Jagdpanzer E100 killed him. But still, like, yep, just APCR. At the very least, he should just be able to push. But pretty decent match. 2100 damage, 2500 blocked, and 2200 assist. Not too shabby, considering it looked like I was gonna die. Alright. Actually, this may end very shortly. I'm just gonna catch up on chat before moving on here. Honestly, yeah. I think it'll be cool to kind of see. Like, I've stayed up for, like, solar eclipses at night, but I'm not gonna go out of my daily routine for it. Nor can I work, so. But, yeah. I'll see enough pictures on the internet to get my fill of it, so. Low key. Well, no, the eclipse, most of the US is going to see some sort of eclipse tomorrow around basically from like 12 to 2 p.m. But a lot of places along like some path gets to see like a total eclipse. But alright, this is taking a little bit longer than I thought, and honestly it's extremely bad for our team that it's taking this long. More or less, the longer that they wait, the worse off they're gonna be. But, I'm not gonna wait now. They should be fine now. Hello, Riley. Alright, so T110 E3 match up next here. I was about to say, I saw the Sabaton World of Tanks music video thing. Not that their music is bad, it's just not something... I used to listen to that stuff, but only like when I was like, you know, at the gym or like running or working out or something. I can't listen to that music just like, say, sitting, playing a game or something. I never heard of them though before this. Hello, Zdenek from Czech Republic, and Lone. How many blind people? Honestly, I think if people get, I think it's exaggerated that you go blind because, like, not saying that you won't hurt your vision and can go blind. Please don't stare at the sun. But, you know, just glancing at the sun for a second, even when it's full blast, isn't going to blind you, or else, yeah. But, you never know, though. I am not surprised by people anymore. Like, just today, like, leaving work, basically there's, in Cape May, there's this one traffic light where a ton of pedestrians. You know, it's the three-way intersection, and it was just crowded because it was midday. There's probably like 100 people wanting to cross the road, about like 20 cars on each of the three roads, and right before it turns green for me, just see this bike go bolting right through the center of the intersection, holding a phone. It was like a guy holding up his phone with his wife, you know, riding behind him. I forget what those types of bikes are called, but they're like videoing their ride through Cape May, right through the middle of an intersection, and almost got hit by a car coming the other way. Like, you can't make this shit up. Like, what do they think? Like, yeah, I don't know. It was surprising, to say the least. Like, I've seen bikes do stupid stuff like that before, but never, like, literally holding a cell phone extend it all the way up his arm, just riding around taking a video. Like, I was gonna say platooning. Yeah, I platoon primarily Mondays and Thursdays. I will say, you know, since this is, you know, August sucks for work for me, and part of September is gonna be interesting, but some of those days even I might choose the solo, just depending on how my day goes before the stream. Like one day in September, oh, it's honestly gonna be scary. It's like the second weekend. We have a 200 person something. I don't know specifically what it is yet. I'm gonna hopefully get the details about it tomorrow. We have 200, you know, plus standard service, so tack on basically another 200 people standard service for breakfast, lunch. But we have a 200 person some sort of party from 9 a.m. to noon, and then rotate and flip that over at 4 p.m. for another 100 people. Oh my god, it's gonna... This guy keeps opening his side up. I'll gladly keep whacking him in the side. That day is gonna, like, murder me. I don't know what the party is yet, but it's gonna hurt. Luckily it's a Saturday. I don't stream afterwards, so no worries for you guys. Oh yeah, if the guy on the bike got hit, honestly, I was basically gonna stick around and be like, this idiot does, not to say he deserved to get hit, but yeah. So I could see the people being like, well, the car came out of nowhere. Retreat? I don't know how my team's losing, but they are. Like, not to say that, you know, I put myself in the perfect spot, but they, you know, granted, a couple people, I don't know why these two tanks just decided to push out there all willy-nilly, but to each their own. Now I'm kind of screwed because I don't have people spotting here for me, but I mainly pushed up hard on this. There's one already, and I knew I could kind of push up and tank damage somewhat safely. This is going to be a little bit of a risk, but at this point I'm going to get flanked anyway, and might as well try to get a little bit of damage out of it. The Leopard prototype's probably gonna get me, but whatever. Yeah. But sucks. Did 3,700 damage, blocked 3,200, 1,100 assist. Pushed my flank. The only thing I could have done differently was probably go over to the hill, but I don't think that would have changed anything. I wouldn't have gotten over there. I would have been right about here by the time they made their push, so probably still would have died. So, it's just unfortunate, but you can't kick yourself for matches like this. We did win Erlingberg, awesome. Thank you very much, Mark, for the subscription. Yeah, Erlingberg, not a bad match. Experience-wise, second, since I got quite a bit of assist damage. So we have a Churchill III up. After this, I'm gonna pop into a grind, since I do need to get some matches in for some grinds. I've been forgetting to mix them in a little bit recently. You can look it up, Chemical. I honestly don't know. Thanks, William. I'm glad you like the website. I was about to say, hopefully, It's probably gonna be towards the end of September, since after looking at kind of my schedule for September, the parties that we have, I'm like, oh, where I'm gonna start doing articles again. Yeah, win rate 8, like, not to preach about it, but more or less it's a flawed statistic now. You could argue that recent win rate 8 is still, it's somewhat decent to where, you know, it is based off of, you know, it's not flawed, but overall win rate 8 and anything, you know, I would say past the recent stage, it just can't keep track of all the changes that have happened, specifically in the past year to World of Tanks, but across the longevity to where it just, they can't, you know, basically provide a number, in my opinion, for it. And a lot of people agree. Hell, even the people that were upkeeping win rate 8 for a long time kind of ditched it after Wargaming did the arty and light tank changes, to where even apparently XVM is going to be dropping win rate 8 by default out of the mod. I feel like I saw something about that soon. Let's say I chose the wrong flank to help my team, and honestly, mid-tier matches aren't always, say, super fun, because basically it turns down to what side can steamroll the other first. And it seems like we're getting steamrolled on the other side, specifically by their OI experimental. That tank is silly. Stop! He knows where to shoot me. Alright, if I pull back, I'm screwed. There's a T-28 as well. So I'll take a chance that he won't hit me in my turret, but he did. Oh well. But yeah, mid-tier matches almost, especially on small matches, it's just what other side makes the big push early on, and yeah. We just got steamrolled. The turret front on the Churchill III is just, oh, it's so weak in today's game. Unfortunately, we lost that. Never mind. I was thinking of another match. Like, yeah, we definitely lost the T110A3 match. But, I tried here. It's just, yeah, nothing I could have done differently. I'm gonna hop back into a AMX-50 Foch, then I'll get to Luke's. Thank you very much, Chemical, for this subscription. As far as the which tier 8 premiums earn you the most credits, like, they all more or less earn within, say, I would say 10 to 15% of one another, because they more or less, you know, each tier earns a certain amount, but basically the highest net earners: Lorraine 40T, the Object 252U, T2065 Patriot, Strav S1, T34 Heavy. There's one other that I'm missing, but they're pretty much the top dogs, more or less. Basically, you're thinking things that do a lot of damage and don't need to use a lot of premium rounds for it, which a lot of the newer tanks fit into that category. Hello, Heavy. I do have the T62, yes. I do have a, you know, there is a request command. You can type !request and then the tank, and I can play it, but I added it on there. I will say at this point, with the amount of requests I have, like, I'll keep typing them up, but I'm unsure, you know, if I can get to them all today. Just a heads up for anybody else looking to request. And I'm gonna play this a little bit aggressive, mainly because I don't feel like their Yag Tiger is going to go up here. Like, I could be completely wrong there, but plus I really hate T-25-2s, but I don't know what it is about them. I know, I'm on Twitch right now. I should feel honored. Yag Tiger's here. Yeah, unfortunately he can hit me before. Thank you very much, Grigsby. I was about to say mid-tier with no more mobility. I have a couple other tier 5s like that. Thanks for picking the Churchill III though. I like playing tanks I haven't hopped into a while. That used to be a go-to premium. Nowadays, I would say it's in the need of a little bit of love. Mainly, I think it needs a little bit of honestly, an armor buff on its turret. It's just, it used to be weak enough to where, you know, you'd get a lot of people penning you, but you still have a chance to bounce. But a lot of the newer rounds and, you know, a lot of the premium rounds getting chucked around, it's pretty much armorless. Let me see if I can pull him around. I'd rather not keep getting hit by Artie here. We do have a T-29 that will probably plink him. I can't really comment too much on the FV because I haven't played it since it's a premium. I don't own it. I know it's gotten buffed several times, but yeah, from the people that I know that own it, honestly, I haven't heard good things about it. But yeah, I think it's one of those tanks where it's not terribly bad, but there's other tier 8 premiums out there that are better. We're in a little bit of a doozy here. Okay. Yeah, let's say I'm about to get flanked. Oh well. Did 2k damage, but honestly, I don't know where I don't know where about 4 or 5 of our people what they did, because they just like evaporated somewhere, like over in the center. They just, I don't know. I guess they tried to push and it did not work out for them. Alright, let me just, I will take, you know, I will keep taking tank requests, but I'm just gonna put up that it's full right now. But I might actually just stay till the end here. The Super Persian got buffed semi-recently, Bryant. I actually think it's one of the, not to say it's like the best tier 8 premium, but it's definitely one of the best preferential tier 8 premiums. A lot of people might disagree with that, but yeah, it's better than people think ever since they buffed mainly the penetration on it. But yeah. Favorite class, I would probably say a heavy tank. The FCM 50T, I believe, not the 40T. That platoon on the other side just whacked us. FCM 50T, I'll say it was one of my earliest premiums I bought, but it's not necessarily my favorite, but only because it's very fickle. It's very large, no armor. It's classified as a heavy, but it's really a medium, and it kind of gets penalized for being a heavy. But yeah, it's not bad, it's not great, but it depends on how you play it. To me, there's too many highs and too many lows, depending especially on what you're up against, to where you get a lot of bad matches in it. just depending on the map and matchmaking. Thank you, Labobo, for the tip. Least favorite? Heavy. I already told you about the T62A. You're just gonna have to wait for me to play it. For anyone else requesting tanks, I'm actually not sure if I have the PZ38T, but pretty much anything I'm typing up at this point, I may or may not be able to get to it, just because I have a lot of requests already, and, you know, I have about an hour and a half left, which sounds like a lot of time, but by the time I get to some of these requests now, it's probably going to be at the very, very end of the stream. I don't really have this completely kitted out for spotting, but I know I can at least spot a little bit. Little teeny tiny bit. Plus I don't even know if people are honestly spotting me back. They probably are. I think I've garnered a little bit too much attention. Luckily this thing's pretty tiny. But yeah, the only time I ever go out of order for the tank request list, unless I screw up, is when somebody purchases a challenge. I'll bump that up on the list, since somebody's spending, you know, a lot of the stream currency that they've earned to challenge me in a tank. And I'll also throw in a couple grinds here or there of my own choosing, or else I'll never be able to get new tanks. So typically though, I do at least, like, on average 3 requests in a row, and then I might do a grind if I remember. We have way too many people in the base, but Bartek, not to say I don't mind answering questions, but if you're gonna go one by one for the premiums, I might burn out here. That M4A1 Rev, it pretty much the same as the FCM50T, but yeah, it's a good premium. However, it all depends on matchmaking. It's kind of a one-trick pony. It's got a good gun depression, but almost everything else about it sucks. So, depending on matchmaking, the map, may get a good matchup, may get a bad matchup, but if you screw up, you're pretty much done for, because you're an M4 as a tier 8. I'm gonna say I do have a lot of, not for all premiums, but on WoTguru.com I have a lot of stuff for premium tanks as far as tank guides, but it's alright, Bartek. I just didn't know if you're gonna go like one by one for each premium, but that was an expensive clip there. I used premium on him. Kind of for the KV1, but I killed him with the standard clip. I didn't think I would even pen him. But, yeah, like the M4A1, people, you know, a lot of people like it. My problem with it is you see a lot of tier 9 and 10 matches, and even with its premium round, it can be difficult to deal with some tanks nowadays, because they're, you know, they're adding a ton of armor to tanks to try to negate premium rounds. And taking away some weak spots, to where a tank like the M4, you know, it has 250 millimeters on the heat, I believe, where, you know, some tanks you just can't pen them because they keep, like the Mouse, the Type 4 and 5, they just slap on all this armor, and, you know, it kind of sucks at times. But it's not bad for kind of sticking at mid-range and dishing out damage. Hello, Jacob. See, I'm confident if I go up against one Matilda, I can kind of circle it. Not two. Kind of hoping our Artie is able to take one out. Here we go. Just... okay. Also the question of they still have 3 other standard tanks. Alright, our M4 is about to go in. He's gonna... well, maybe not. Let's say he's gonna try to flank. There's an arty shot from them. No. Ah. Here we go. Took a little bit longer, but still got him. Hello, Monster. Nice to see you. Oh, I definitely can't. Definitely cannot penetrate him. Pen this birch gun. I guess hope when I fire I don't get spotted. I don't think I will, but I could be wrong. There might be a little gap. Alright. This is no, no good right now. Yeah, I can't go up against an AT2, which is the problem. Thank you for the subscription, persons whose name I cannot pronounce. Honestly, Valentine, don't. I'm actually gonna try to save my APCR. I won't be able to. It won't help me any at long range. Alright, Artie, stop. You're not going to be able to shoot. I don't know why this Valentine is trying to go against an AT2, but don't think that would end very well for him. Just if our Wolverine dies, we're kind of screwed. I just know I can't reach as far as how far my shells can go. Kind of hurt. Oh Lord. Oh. I didn't think I was spotted, but oh well. Yeah, I was. Yep, I guessed wrong there. But moving along. Interesting match, but honestly, I think we're gonna not end up getting this. Just because the AT2 in their base, if they kill our Wolverine, we don't really have anything left that can kill him fast enough. Like even with Artie, yeah, it's a losing battle. Alright, so I have the Primo Victoria up here. What do you want? I know exactly what he wants, but I just wish he'd take a nap for a little bit. Thought I tired him out. I had him out. I was planning. It came yesterday. I was planning saffron crocuses, so they're not really going to do anything till next year, but I ordered like 3 or 4 months ago like 200 like different kinds of crocus bulbs to plant around my yard, and they're finally starting to trickle in. I'm gonna have a lot of crocuses. It's just something my dad has a lot of them, so I kind of grew up always having some. So Viking warriors without the helmets, they remind me of my cousin Phil, to be honest. The one person, one of the crew members, my cousin has very long blonde hair that's straight. So yes, I did Nice Cuppa. I did it that night. They swarmed everywhere and ate all the aphids I wanted them to. There's still a few hanging around, but you know, they only stay around for like a week or so and then they start scurrying off. Alright, let's bluff here and hope they don't continue to push. Not looking, especially because I missed 2 shots, but just there's no arty to kind of balance things out if they continue to push here, so I'm just trying to, like I said, bluff, but I guess missed another shot. It doesn't help that our other side is, yeah, they're not pushing. This is gonna go well. And by well, I mean I'm gonna die. This is what I get for... I shouldn't have pushed out here, but... I'll get one more shot in. But what gets me about this is people wanting arty removed from the game. This is what you get when arty is removed from the game, to where it boils down to, you know, your flanks just all ball up and push one way. And most matches, you get one side to where this is where almost all, if not all but one of our tier 8 heavy tanks went. To where they all went here and they never pushed, they never turned around, and it's too late now. Now they're outnumbered and, you know, it's pretty much game over. But it's the main reason I have with removing arty is a terrible, terrible idea. I get that Blitz does it, but Blitz is a somewhat completely different game. Yeah, we ended up losing the PZ2 match there. He looks like Scandinavian, but honestly, he looks. Let me. I was clicked out of the screen. Yeah, I could have did better there. He looks like this, to be honest. Alright, so I have a grind up. Let me pick something different. I'll pick the WZ-111 here. But, yeah. Another no arty match here, so honestly, here's the not going... Like, you know, sometimes I'll head, like, in this area and try to do stuff, but there's no arty to where, you know, say I'm the only one in the town. There's, you know, there's high upside, but actually being able to get through, say if there's even 2 enemies in the town, that's kind of protecting it, whether there's like a TD here or over this way, I'm not going to be able to push through by myself. Whereas sometimes, you know, you spot them, arty hits them, and they kind of run away. So I'm just going to head up in this area and hope I can brawl it out a bit. Usually in the WZ though, I don't always try to, especially if I'm not top tier, to like force the tank and push hard. Just because the armor's not the best. I try to stay near the main fight but not get directly involved until we have an advantage. Hello Gunner, nice to see you. was going to say, please don't hit me. I'm going to say there's a 183 somewhere. I don't want to creep up around basically a spot that he could be sitting at. There's a... yeah. I was... wouldn't peek too far out there. I'm fine with people shooting my turret. There are the hatches, but they're pretty hard for people to hit reliably. This tiger, yep, there's the 183, but he can't hit me right at this very moment. Just seeing how far back he is, he can't aim over the little hill over there. Sorry, Tiger 2, but you're ammo racked. You pushed out a little bit too far in that tank. Hello, Rick. Nice to see you. Alright. We don't have anybody spotting him now, so I'm going to do it. Yeah, he's able to hit me now. Always do a little bit of a check with your third person view. Honestly, we need to win. I hate relying on a zero line because it almost never pans out for either side, and specifically this side because your team just camps and camps and camps at that one little berm there that they're all sitting at. I want them to push up though. I don't want to push into them unless I, you know, can take like a pot shot at the T-30. But I don't want to specifically push into them because they have people that are able to assist them back here. Whereas if we can get them to pull up, we'd have better shots. And that comes down to, with no arty, better to kind of, you know, not to say camp, but if you kind of sit in a spot and pre-aim, you get a first shot off on the enemy, and there's not too much that they can do about it if you pull back right away. Awesome, set him on, he doesn't have a food on his tank. Thank you very much, Ghost, for the tip. I was about to say, I did elite it, because it does need the, it does need the top engine. That's what I was trying to say there. Because the mobility is what makes that over the tier 8 AMX. Alright, they're gonna push. I'm gonna help the center here because I'm not able to push here with an E75 and 183. So I'm gonna move along here. It's just our team, you know, we're down 3 tanks, which isn't usually a huge sum, but it's huge when there's no arty. Their E75 pushed literally, it looks like, when I moved away. Very nice. Trying not to take damage here, but could be. I'm gonna stay and kill this TD. Go. You just wait for those things to turn and they pop like a balloon. Alright, now I can push into E75. I don't think 183, never mind, there's a Primo Vittoria over here. We need to, I was gonna say, we need to get shots on him. We just lost that whole flank there. Crap. Yep, I was a little, yeah, I'm gonna start getting shot by him now, which is no bueno. That side popped a little too early. So the only chance I have now is somehow if we can kill these guys up here without losing much. Which getting here is another story. Oh, that's a big miss. Because I could have shot him and yeah, He would have been one-shotable. Yeah. I did aim it right at the gun, but I was kind of hoping for it to go a little bit off to the side. Oh well. Plans kind of fell apart here at the end. Definitely missed a few shots, but it wouldn't have mattered, honestly. That was kind of a downer there at the end, but eh. Honestly, losses like this, they suck, but I know that I tried. I tried my best there. It's like me and the E5 did a pretty good job up in the north, but you know, it takes a team especially to win this. Their 57 dished out a lot of damage, but we just had a lot of tanks. It seems like they died more or less when, like I said, when there's no arty. Not to say don't push at all, but you want to play it very conservatively. Like usually I'm the first to, you know, rush out and be aggressive, but you have to play it safe when there's no arty, because it all comes down to just, you know, more or less who has the more firepower in any given area. Like not always, but the majority of the time, that's how matches like that work. Which, granted, the cooldowns for gambling will work across both the roll dice and flip coin, but they both work now. Or the roll dice is fixed to where it's 1 to 6, or it should be. Ah! He didn't fix the typo. He fixed one of the typos. I saw that fussbot, which I actually can probably fix that now. He changed something around to where I think I can edit it myself. But I saw he put an update out and fixed the rolled dice. Trust me though, it's not my typo, but I think the most recent update, he put it out early today or last night. I can basically go into the bot and edit like the default, say for like the flip coin, roll dice, what it spews out when you type them in. I haven't fiddled around with that yet, so. But it is fixed. To where basically the values are 1 to 6 now, like an actual die, instead of before it was 0 to 5, which is impossible. Lord, this is gonna hurt. I was gonna say, please hit my gun mantlet. Well, I know I can shoot through that, but don't move anymore. There we go. Sorry, Dicker Max, that's not how you play that. Looking like, not to get out too far in this thing, it's just looking like they push the other side. So did our team though, so that all works out. Coming up against the most overpowered tank in the game, the Churchill gun carrier. Ah. Don't tell me this pillar is gonna work against me. I was trying to use it as my shield. This poor guy. He was kind of left somewhat alone, but also he's playing that tank, so he's got everything working against him. The gambling is fixed. Well, you know what I mean. Which I'm hoping here, like I am getting the AMX Foch, the tier 10, basically, right now it's the 155, soon to be the 50B, but after that, basically my next two tier 10s I'm heading for, the Chinese tier 10 light, and also the Chinese Tier 10 Heavy. So those will be soon to follow. It kind of sucks a little bit. They're buffing Tier 10 Lights basically in the patch coming up after the one that's releasing here in about a week. The reason it sucks is they're actually buffing the... I bounced off of him. Holy crap, and I'm dead. That went south very fast, but yeah. At least we should win this. They're buffing the T-49, at least the preliminary notes, which they could roll them back, but I don't think that they're going to. I think they're going to stick. They're buffing the Alpha for the French Tier 10 and the American Tier 10 Light. Basically from, what is it, it's like 340, I don't even know right now. Honestly, I've got to pull it up. I don't know off the top of my head. Whoops, there it is. So they're buffing it from, 360 up to 390 for Alpha, for both the French and the American Tier 10 Lights. But the problem is the WZ1321, the Chinese Tier 10 Light, that's its main thing going for it right now, is it has the most alpha out of Tier 10 Lights, and the DPM is roughly on par with the Sheridan. I think it's just like a hair bit lower, but it's, it's not even a big difference. Where at least the preliminary notes, like, they're not nerfing the WZ. It's just getting a proxy nerf in a way by not getting buffed. Basically, the Sheridan gets more alpha, and I also think a hair bit more DPM in the next patch. To where I think the WZ1321 is pretty much the best Tier 10 light to do damage in, even with the gun depression problems. But that's going to change to the Sheridan if, the 1321 doesn't get a kind of corresponding buff. I think even if they just give it 400 alpha, that would be fine. Or, just make its reload a little bit better. Alrighty. Push or not to push here? I'm probably gonna regret my decision here. But I think I'm gonna push up. Again, I'm probably gonna regret this in this tank. I'm just kind of looking at the enemy team. Oh lord. You are extremely lucky. Kind of looking at my team, and I think sitting in the base is not going to work. We don't have, honestly, that many spotters, so they're going to get right on the base like the SP1C already is, but I can somewhat fight off of here with no arty if I position myself, if I can get up right about here, and I can pull back if they try to flank me. We'll see though. This is definitely kind of like uncharted territory for this tank. Oh lord, never mind. They have I didn't expect their ISU 152 to run up here. Yep, that's all a bunch of nopes. Nope, 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 nope. Nope. Who would have thought he'd move up there? Then again, who would have thought that I would have pushed up there either? So you're gonna wanna retreat too, buddy. I tried though. I should be able to get back here fast enough though. Crap, he actually got a nice shot in. I just need to get back a little bit further. before I, yeah, start setting up. Awesome, we got him out. Gotta keep an eye on that little bugger, that he doesn't start spotting me. Alright, I should have held that shot, but... still the same effect. He still would have got shot by that tiger. Trying to keep these guys thinking that they're spotted, but... now I kind of want to push up again. But... not to jinx us, but at this point with no arty, they're going to be a little hard-pressed. Awesome. Hard-pressed to break through the amount of tanks that we have left here. Oops, I am spotted now. Abort. At least getting myself down a little bit further here. Go shoot him in the side. Cockroach coming up to try to help them. Just missed him. Whew, barely got him there. So easy to hit with the Swedish TDs. They got fast shells and a lot of accuracy. Alright, now I'll play a little bit more aggressive since we're up by 8 tanks. I think I can gamble a little bit here. Even though this isn't one of the easiest tanks to play, it is, for a premium tank, you know, it is unique, but it also does make credits since it can dish out damage pretty reliably without needing premium rounds, and a lot of times you don't even get spotted and killed, so you're not spending much on repairs. Like, more or less 11 premium rounds on this. I only carry them in case, like, worst case scenario, like I somehow need to like kill a mouse or something, and you know, your penetration goes from 288 to 330, pretty significant, 52 millimeters more, I believe. But even still, 288 is plenty with the accuracy that you have on this. Thanks, Dana. I was a little bit lucky, but at the same time, I really like the Swedish TDs because your shells go where you aim. Like, it annoys me playing some tanks like the T-30. The way your shots just go all over the place. Even if you fully aim in, they're going in the dirt. Like, Type 64 is a good tank. It is a light, so, you know, you have your ups and downs, but as far as compared against other lights of its tier, it is very good. I do have a 50% credit booster going on. 2k damage though, netted 85,000. So without that, you know, still pretty good profit margin for, like, that's, you know, it is a good match, but you can see a lot higher damage numbers than that. Alright, so I have the WZ-132A up. See ya, Helio. Or Helo. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day at work. I got one more day of work before I get a day off here. Even though my days off this week are gonna be pretty busy. Or at least hopefully. I think one guy works for me. I hope he's fine. It turned out to kind of be more or less yesterday at work. It was like 8 a.m. so 2 hours into when he came in, he starts grabbing his chest. He has blood pressure problems, and we all thought, like, even he's like, I've never felt like this before, like he was having a heart attack or something. Where I just sent him home. We worked the person down than our typical Saturdays. It all worked out though. He ended up just, his potassium levels were like way off and causing him chest pains and like almost passing out. But he went to the hospital. He's fine. But luckily it wasn't anything like super bad. Yeah. I'm hoping he'll be fine by which he should be by Tuesday. Alright, I have a very strong feeling. Yeah. I don't want to brawl against an E100 at all, but if he starts creeping around here, I'm not against trying to track him. Thank you very much, guys. He's aiming the other direction, so it's something, you know, it's important to kind of learn the whole third person view to where when you're creeping up just to see where their gun's aiming. You can visually do it, but it does help just looking at the silhouette a lot of times. Yes. Not to say the potassium thing wasn't a big thing, because he was, yeah, he was starting to get close to, not to say passing out, but yeah. At least it wasn't a heart attack, so. But I'm glad it all, you know, he was worried about, you know, leaving, you know, us not having basically 3 cooks on a Saturday. I'm like, I don't want you to die. Just go. Go home, go doctor somewhere. Don't need someone dying on me in the kitchen. Ooh, he just got whacked. Ugh, I shouldn't have done that. I'm just curious what... You're in an E100, you have full HP, and you're top tier in a heavy tank against another E100 with half HP. You bet your ass you better push. Like, I'm having to kind of take a few risks here, like pushing out in a light when you know someone's aiming at you is not a good thing, but I know I can't fight there. You know, where they're starting to chip away at the center, which is nice. It's just... Well, yeah, that's what they said. He was more or less dehydration, they think, caused it, but it was just a little strange because, you know, it was the beginning of basically the work shift to where you shouldn't turn your gun away from me. Yeah. Don't really sweat before we open up for service, but honestly, a lot of our guys drink a ton of like sport drinks, which help out. Me, I drank, like today, it wasn't terribly hot in the kitchen, but I drank about 2 to 3 gallons of water during a shift at work. Like it helps me keep cool because it's just ice water, but It's like the only way to survive working in a kitchen for 10 hours a day. Alright, T-54 lightweight's still there. Alright, team. We need to get out. Honestly, oh, I just got hit by Artie, finally. Let's say I almost forgot that Artie was in the match, to be honest, but... Oh shit, our A100 pushed. At this point, I'm just trying to... Here we go, they got him. Just trying to wait to see what my team opens up, which... Good. Hopefully they get him. I just hope I don't get proxy spotted here by something. There we go. You got a nice little tap there. Just trying to spot if they're already shoots, but they're Ferdinand just maybe not. He's gone. I did spot him. I just thought he would have spotted me, to be honest. I need to move away from the E100 though. Go. Awesome. There's their Artie. That's what I was trying to get to. Be able to hit him. Eh, nope. I'm in a short tank. What you get for hitting me, dude. You're dead. Take that, Ben. Yeah, I think this strep might get me. I don't know where he's at, but there he is. Not aiming at me yet. Ah, and I 0 damage crit at him. Hello, Daniel. Nice to see you. 1,500 damage though. 3,000 assist. Huh. I'm sure that was scary, Graham. That's kind of what our thing was the other day, to where he was doing fine and all of a sudden he's like grabbing his chest and he's like, oh, yeah, I feel like crap. I've had it happen before where I had it was from dehydration too, like a few years ago, but I had pulled a couple muscles along my spine and I was messed up that week. But I was like all delirious and I had to go home early. But pretty decent match in the 132A. But yeah. Hello, Fix-It Man. Alright, so after this I'm gonna be popping into a grind. Hello, civilized brand. Trying not to... Oh, he moved a little bit. Trying not to move much in the chair because he'll get up and like beg for a treat. Levi just is he gets very, very needy, more so than usual on the days that I work. My alarm clock always wakes him up in the morning and he kind of just sits there, like, not growling in a mean way, but he kind of does a really low growl when I go to like pet him to leave, because he knows, you know, I'll be gone for most of the day. Then when I get home, he's like obsessed with me. Where from like when I get home to either you know, when we kind of lay down to relax or stream here, he's just like, come on, let's go outside. You got to play with me. You know, got to fit everything in before you got to go back to work. Wouldn't have it any other way, though. Although I would wish that he would not stand in ant mounds. When I was planting bulbs today, he, like, I disturbed, like, this is probably the biggest massive ants I've seen in years. Like, there was thousands of them. He's just like, oh, I'm just standing them. Like, he didn't care. Granted, the ants in New Jersey are just like, you know, teeny tiny, like normal, like brown ants. So it's not like they, you know, it's not like they hurt if they bite you. But like, he was like covered in them. He didn't even notice. Thank you very much for tipping Levi. Sounds about right, Alex. People get very jealous of greatness at sometimes. I should have taken that shot. Could have stuck there too. Just with the amount of TDs they had, there was bound to be somebody else around that area. I don't think he's gonna pop up. Got me. 2 SPGs, likelihood of them hitting me. I'm gonna go with about... There's at least one aiming at me right now. Ah, he saw me again. That's North Jersey ants, Myrtle. I live in South Jersey. Although this time of year, a lot of people from North Jersey come to South Jersey. Which I would too if I lived up there. Almost Labor Day, to where it becomes kind of normal to live here again. Just, it gets a little too crowded at times in town during the summer. Best time to ever visit around here is honestly end of September. End of September. I don't even know what I was gonna say there. Early October. Still go to the beach. Granted, the water gets a little chilly, but everything's still open until basically it's the second week of October. Places start going to like weekends early, weekends only. But yeah. You guys, at least Lobovo saw the Cape May Bridge incident. I'm not surprised. Basically, we have a lot of like drawbridges here, and honestly, the thing of the story is that a lot of the things don't mention is there's an ongoing problem here where we have, just in my county alone, it's like $250 million that they need to fix. I think it's like 8 major bridges that connect a bunch of the islands together, where they're past like their lifespan, like by at least a decade or so, to where, not to say they're unsafe to drive on, but at least 1 or 2 bridges already this year have been closed until they've done major repairs on them because they're unsafe to drive on. But this one bridge, the toll operator let somebody through because there's a toll one way, but more or less the guy let 3 cars through, and 1 car got stuck as it was going up. And the dude almost basically fell through the gap, but luckily didn't, you know, basically pummel or fall to their death. It was like a family. with the way the bridge is designed. It kind of has a grate under it that catches something like that. But yeah, I'm not surprised though, because honestly the bridge, I'm scared to drive over it on a normal basis. It's like you barely can fit like a small car, like it's so skinny, and it's like a almost like a 45-degree incline, because it basically large fishing vessels have to go under it, so it's really tall. There's not really a lead up to it. It's, yeah, scary. But yeah. Not to say it's a good thing this happened, but maybe they'll actually fix the bridge now, since you almost had a car fall through it. Dude, yeah, everyone knows what I'm about to do here, because that's like 10 too many pings. But, which, thank you very much, Astros, for the subscription. But to put things in perspective, this bridge, say it's like excuse me, like 1,000 meters long. I'm just guessing here. To create an actual bridge, like to code, as far as like the incline and the height that they need it would need to, the actual proposed replacement bridge, it was something like a mile and a half. So I'm just guessing here. I don't even know 1,000 meters relative to that. Like, basically it needs to be 5 times the length or something around there. It's just, I don't even know. The bridge is scary. But gotta love it. Uh-oh. I shouldn't have taken that shot, but I did. No, and I'm dead. That was a stupid mistake. I thought, yeah, I don't know what I thought. I kind of thought though that yeah, we're gonna lose now. There's my one. I goofed up. I thought the Comet honestly was going to kill that T-29, and yeah, he didn't get much on him. Thank you very much, Jason, for the subscription. Plus, I was rambling about a bridge, but it's what happens when I ramble on about stuff. Alright, little dog. Here you go. Thank you for dipping in. Alright, so I'm gonna get into the Fosh again and cry. I was gonna say the other day, or no, yesterday, one of our dishwashers came in late. He's like, oh, like he was hungover, but yeah, I was angry, but you can't, everyone screws up every now and then. He was like an hour late, but it wasn't a huge deal because he's just a dishwasher. And we have 2 on most days, but I'm like, how many beers did you drink last night? It was the first time he's done it, basically, I would say in like 2 years, basically not show up on time. And he's like, he had like 25, he said. I'm like, holy shit, like, I'm like, that's more than I've ever, like, I don't really drink. I'm like, that's more than I've had in my life. That kind of, put things into perspective, in a way. But luckily, though, yesterday, even with some personnel problems, it all worked out. I was beat, though, because I was, like, sprinting around the kitchen, basically doing more than I typically do. No, bud, you just got tipped. Charge. There's only one way to play this map. Win the south or lose. Alright, team fighting. Yeah, this isn't gonna go well. Not gonna go well at all. I have a feeling that they're gonna fight the whole match. Right now we haven't spotted anything, so we're about to spot a lot of stuff right about here. Like they are probably gonna push the town, but just turning that way just in case. I'm glad though I didn't stop, even though I'm in this TD. Gives people a little bit of motivation if they see a tank ahead of them that will implode before they will. All right, guys, gotta keep going here. Yeah, he's gonna be able to hit my weak spots. He's accurate and pretty up close here. Gotta take that TD out of the equation. Don't know exactly where he is, unfortunately. Somebody spot, please. Pretty please. Oop. Time to go this way. Sorry, Mr. Emil, I'm gonna trying to steal your spot here. You are so lucky right now. Yep. Not that that was the best shot in the world, that second one, but I'm just, not to say I'm terrified pushing out here, I just know it's not the best idea. Case in point, I should have known. And unfortunately now I'm tracked out here, and I can... One of these guys on the left hits me in the side, I am done for. Yep, ISU got me. I wouldn't have made it back even if I didn't take that shot. Well, that sucks, but... yeah. Oh well. Alright, so next up we have the T-62A. I'm lucky, I've had a couple of hangovers, but like, I don't know. I just don't really like drinking. I typically can have a pretty good time without drinking. But I just don't like the taste. I'd rather drink something that doesn't taste like alcohol. Say the worst. Oh, I remember my brother, we have a cottage, or my parents have a cottage on their property. And my brother stayed in it for a few years, my sister, and then me and Ryan for a few years before we moved out. You know, one day my brother had such a bad hangover, like my sister was like feeding him McDonald's in there, he was like shivering and freezing to death, and it wasn't that cold. He was like, oh, he was out for like a whole day. Luckily I was at school for most of that. I've seen a lot of people drink a little bit too much. It's never worth it, in my opinion. Alright. I really wish this map that wasn't impassable for the most part. Make it a lot better if it had a little bit more to the center. Thanks for watching, Old School. Hey, coffee's helping me a little bit here. Multitasking. I actually drank some coffee this morning, which I don't do at work typically, but I thought today was going to be a little bit busier than it ended up being. Load the gold. Called it. I called that he was going to swap right over to heat. Yep, and I missed that one shot, so I'm actually in a disadvantage now. See if I can pull him around though. Isn't that funny though, that he can pen me every single time with his standard round? I just knew looking at the freaking logo on his tank, Simp, that once he missed that one shot, which honestly I'm pretty sure he didn't pen because he either missed or it hit my track and not the hull. I just guaranteed myself that, or said to myself, "Yep, I'm about to get hit by, you know, a heat round." Especially me being in a T62A, it has a little bit more armor, to where if he hit my turret, he would need a heat round to guarantee. Which he actually pulled back, which is very good for me, very bad for his team, very bad for. Never mind. My team stayed up where they shouldn't have. I'd say I'm eventually going to get flanked here, but I'm better off because my team is, or they had a lead. Never mind. We had a lead and we kind of blew it. I'm better off dealing some damage before I... Yeah, no shit, you can hit help all you want, but what do you want me to do? Like... Yeah, you can ping me all you want, dude. I'm moving this way, but I've kind of got to check off a couple areas before I completely commit here. You don't want me to die, because then you guys are definitely screwed. I don't want to fight a T-28 proto if I don't have to, but at this point our team lost a lot of people up here. We still have a T-95. Unfortunately, this T-34, glad I ran away from there, but sorry, Scorpion G, but right now our only... Yeah, you can ping me all you want, dude, but our only chance is if our T-95 survives this. It doesn't matter if a T-34 is coming. Like, I don't think they understand that, where if we lose our T-95 and also the T-32. Ooh, God, this is not good. Whew, got him though. Need a little bit of heat for that, but oh, now we're tied. Oh God, that's not good. Come on, Scorpion G, where's your help now? There we go, thank you very much. I just hate when people ping you, when, as long as you're not like sitting in the back doing absolutely nothing, you don't ping somebody. Like, that's a no. Ah, God. That was about to be a big mistake. This is about to. Yep, I'm dead. Oh, I didn't go back a little bit too soon, but 4,100 damage. To where I hope we win this, but that was the right thing for us, or specifically me, to do, was to help these two guys, because if they got flanked or the T-95 died, then we're pretty screwed. Which at this point, yeah. Pot calling kettle black. The Scorpion G he's gonna go try to kill Artie, I feel like. Yep. Oh well. It was a little bit too late for me to warn. Thank you very much, Frick, for the tip. Mr. World of Tank Gaming, feel free to check out my website, wotguru.com. And also, yeah, as far as tips, all my tips I have written there, specifically, but for live streams, I tend to point out what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, gameplay, but there's no easy way to, like, explain stuff during a stream as far as, like, tips, so. But, yep. I don't think we're gonna get this, but I'll still watch the end. Glad I didn't listen to those people, though, because I did screw up with the prototype. I will admit that. But, yeah. I definitely made a little bit of a comeback towards the end. I should have, with that prototype, instead of sticking where I specifically was, I honestly should have pulled back sooner. And because the prototype was sitting right about here, I should have pulled back sooner to where I could have basically wrapped around, taken side shots, or even with my speed compared to the Scorpions, I would have been able to get around fast enough to shoot him before they could have done anything about the KV-4 or the T-95. But that sounds very painful, Victor. But well, as far as if anyone purchases like a custom rank for the stream, it is basically static, to where unless you want it changed, you know, it's pretty much what your custom rank will always be. At this point, I might as well just wait to see how this ends. Next up, I'm gonna pop into another grind before. I think I have a PZ-38T, but I'm not exactly sure. We'll see. Maybe I should start pinging the map here and telling him what to do. Because it was mainly that Platoon 1 that was doing it to me. Holy crap. Surprised he only did that amount of damage. Which tomorrow's stream, unless anything changes with my work schedule, I'll be streaming from 7 until, at the very minimum, 10 p.m. I'll be platooning for the first 2 hours, and then after that, just solo. Gonna do a lot of grinding after that. Got a mark of excellence, not that I care too much about them, but yeah, at least he did pretty well as far as damage. But yeah, definitely tried to pull that back, and that one little mistake against the T-28 prototype kind of did it in for me. Alright, so popping into this guy again, since I need to get as much experience as possible. Yeah, my rule of thumb is like I'll ping a map every now and then, like 1 or 2 times to draw attention somewhere. But like if someone's moving around, like contributing, you don't try to micromanage them, because a lot of times you just end up pissing them off, and that's when you might, you know, piss them off to where they start shooting you or they throw the game or you distract them. It doesn't help. Like you ping once or twice, but the where you kind of point out, like say I'm pushing over here and I want help mid-game, I'll ping that and kind of hit the F7 help button. More or less people that pay attention will kind of get that you want some help there. But hello Leith. It's been a pretty good night. Some wins haven't come, but today's been very smooth for me, so I'm glad the stream's going the same. Probably means that my work day tomorrow is going to be interesting. Usually how it goes. If I have a really good day, it's followed by like a really bad day. But that's life in a kitchen. Alright. This is gonna be interesting when I'm planning. Even now. Very interesting what I'm gonna be planning here. Usually grabbing this, I typically go here if I have a turret, but I think being top tier, I'm scary enough that people won't try to push on me that much. But typically grabbing this spot helps your team out a lot, where I just have to keep an eye on there. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to push the center with that Type 59 out. We have 2 Ferdinands and IS-6. Where we really need our team, like we have enough people here, we can push fairly well here. I just don't want to pop up and waste my HP if I don't need to. My main goal is to honestly take out the 1 line. Slowly, there we go. Yep, I knew he was going to be able to hit me. But, like, get out there, Yag Tiger. Missed. That hurt a little bit. Alright, there's 1 tank down. It's just, I'm really hoping that we're able to push. Because once you get into E1, it's really hard for them to hold D1, D2. At this point though, not looking like my team's gonna push up fast enough for me to want to stay here. We're losing the other flank. They might get, this might be a bad choice, but they might get mad at me for ditching them, but I just see 3 to 4 tanks in our base here shortly, to where basically I need to either go back to the cap at this point, but I think I'm better off trying to do something over here. Other UDES shouldn't be able to set up fast enough. Crap. Not gonna be good. The T-28 somewhere, yeah. I done screwed up here. Really? Come on. I'm a little bit terrified now. Finally, they push though. Like, oh, we're both dead, but I'll kind of take that. But still, we could have taken the 1-2 line very, very quickly. We should still be fine here, because we're not. I guess he's reloading, but why? None of these guys are shooting. Oh well. Then again, we do have people yelling at each other. But 1800 damage isn't that good for this tank, but I was trying to make our 1-2 line go a little bit faster and it just wasn't working. But alright, so I have a PZ-38T request. Do I don't even know if I have that tank. I don't think I do. So I'm just gonna, if whoever requested that, if you're still here, I didn't recognize the name. Yeah, I don't have the 38T. So I'm gonna hop into the 252U. And say I do have a tank request list and it does have all my tanks on it, but yeah, I didn't think I had it, and yeah, unfortunately I don't. Let's say I have the PZ-38H, I believe it is, but alright, so I have time maybe for one more match after this. See how long this one lasts. Hey, little dog, you need to get a drink? I'm gonna head out over on this side. Just coming face to face with, say, if they're tier 10 TDs, head over here. I find it's easier to deal with them on this side than over here. You tend to get like stuck. But yeah, we'll see how it actually turns out. I'm guessing my day is going to be pretty busy tomorrow because Ryan's not home and it's 9 o'clock here, where that typically means usually on Sundays she's like the early out bartender and they can leave around 7, so that means that they're pretty busy if she's still there. That means I'm gonna walk into basically empty boxes more or less as far as prep goes. But at least it won't be 1,000,000 degrees tomorrow. Alright. Oh, why I am flirting with the E4, but I am. Hopefully their RD doesn't hit me, but I am kind of decent target for them to aim at right now. Somehow my HE round did 0 damage, but that worked. Alright, him pulling back though. Alright, this is make it or break it for us now. Please don't pin me. Whew. That hit me on the turret, it felt like. Party. I kind of knew that was coming, but felt like it was important to get a shot on their E4. He was in a very vulnerable spot. Don't want to get directly behind him, but I want to be a little bit closer to the wall here. So This is 1390 starting to scare me. Oh, thank God he's tracked. I know this seemed, sorry WZ120. Probably gonna be a bad choice. Very, very bad choice for me. Yep, and I missed. Oh, this is terrible. That did not go as I planned that in my head. Oh well. Right. Our teamwork just crumbled right there. I'll blame that on me. Alright, so let me hop. I'm gonna hop into another AMX game since I got quite a bit of HP to go here. I'd like to not have to convert all of it. Oh. Alright, nice couple. I can do a raffle for you. Alright, there we go. I was like, where's the raffle button? Starting a raffle here. Yeah, we did win the AMX with the Bosch match, so... yeah, I'm glad my team bounced back from that. Whoops. I did not mean to... I was gonna say, I didn't mean to accept the platoon invite, to be honest. Which, it's actually... yeah, it didn't even pop up. Alright, so I need to do another match here, but unfortunately... yeah, the platoon, it never popped up. It's still bugged. I'm just gonna pop in and out here so I can get one more match in. Gotta love that. Maybe it'll pop up here. Go ahead and change that location to just NA. What do you mean, Harvey? Oh yeah, NA East, thanks. I didn't even, at first I'm like, huh? Do I have another server in? Yeah, I guess that does make sense now. At first I'm like, why can't I hit the battle button? But, I accepted a platoon invite and the guy, I guess, was still in the match. There we go. That fixed my little problem there. Got 1 minute left on my reserve. I thought it was a friend request invite, to be honest. Civilized brand, it only works to flip coin once per 20 minutes. And if you don't have the amount of coins, sometimes, you know, even if you type it once, it'll lock you out. Even if it doesn't work, if you type the wrong amount. Like right now, yeah, it says you only have 215 coins. So with you typing more than that for the first time, it'll lock you out for 20 minutes for the cooldown. I wish there was a way to override that, but there isn't currently. Alright, this is not a very good map and matchup for me here. Hello, Maxim. But this is going to be my last match. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Still about a minute and a half left for the raffle, too. I'll be on tomorrow, of course, streaming. If anybody wants a platoon, you know, send me a message in game, and I will. He just got shot by his teammate. He's not having a good start. I'll try my best to fit you in. You deserve to lose, John, with typing that number in. Alright, my time's about to end here, I think. I see the E75 moving up. He's about to get spotted. Time to push up. World ends with the eclipse tomorrow. You never know. He didn't spot anything. I'm just... Let's see, I'm just going for it here. YOLO. Even though he's shooting APCR. No! Thank you for blocking the TVP. That actually helps me for a second. Congratulations, Gary, on winning. And I'm dead. I knew that the T-30's next shot was going to kill me. Like, if he was shooting APCR, he ain't switching off of that. But congrats, Gary. That was a fun end, because the reason I pushed is basically they had a really good setup here to where they won this little corridor. Our team wasn't contesting that, where we're pretty much all here. You typically lose when you set up like that, where we needed to win this and win this quick. And honestly, I don't know what this guy is doing. I guess he disconnected, that's what it looks like. But this poor IS-7, like, props to him for actually pushing around with me. But yeah, the E75 DC'd, which sucks. I don't think the IS-7's worse than anybody. Like, granted, he did miss a couple shots here, but, you know. But anyway, thank you very much, guys, for watching. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow, 7 p.m. start time. Hopefully I'll go to at least 10, unless, you know, my work schedule change. I might just go to 9. We'll figure it out. Again, thanks for watching. Thank you very much for the tips tonight, guys, as well. I guess happy grinding for anybody grinding to the Tier 10 French TD. That E75's back. But have a good night. I'm not going to stick around for the end of this because we're definitely going to lose. It's thanks, Frick, for the tip. See you guys tomorrow, hopefully. Have a good one.